Hi everyone, welcome back. So I've got my first product empties of the month, so I'm going to talk through all of the beauty related items that I finished off in January. I only finished off 6. Now I tend to average about 12 items that I finish off, but 6 isn't too bad, and I do have a good selection as well, so I've got a bit of makeup, hair, body care and skincare in there as well. So I'll talk through these items and my thoughts on them and whether I would repurchase them or not. So let's start off with hair care. So I have one hair care item. It's a dry shampoo. It's a dry shampoo that I tend to kind of finish off every month or every other month. It's the Living Proof dry shampoo. This is an expensive dry shampoo. I think on its own it retails for about 20 quid, but I got this and the one behind me here as a duo in the, was it like the Boxing Day sales, I think, or the Black Friday? No, it was Black Friday because it took them that's my cat. It took them ages to deliver it. I think it took them like a month in the end to deliver it, so it kind of felt like it was a Boxing Day sales, but I did get it during the Black Friday sales. So yeah, it turned up. And I've kind of switched from Batiste to this one because I have heard that this one is slightly better for your hair than the Batiste one is, but I'm not sure whether that's a ploy to make you spend more money. But anyway, my hair seems to like it. This is wash day today and I have put some in my hair, so that is why it is looking kind of extra flat today, because it's got such a build up of dry shampoo and really needs to be washed. But I like this because it doesn't seem to give like a white cast to my hair. It doesn't make it feel really sticky as well. It just does a really good job of cleaning my hair and making me go another day or two without having to wash it, which is really good if I'm very, very busy and don't really have time to kind of wash my hair and then blow dry it, style it. And I don't really think there's too much more I can say about this dry shampoo that I haven't said before. This is quite irregular, like I say in my empties videos, so one that I will continue to repurchase, and I have, there is that side. I've got my camera connected to a monitor and it's kind of flipped now, so when I look at the monitor it's like the other side. So yeah, I have this one now that I need to work on, so that one will probably end up being in either my February or March empties. Skincare next. I've got 2 skincare items. They are both skincare items that I have used up before, so they are both repeat purchases. The first is the Avène Thermal Spring Water. This one, along with the Eucerin, are kind of my go-to hydrating mists. These are great to kind of use before a hyaluronic acid serum, because you shouldn't use a hyaluronic acid serum on dry skin. So if my skin is dry, I'll spritz it with some of this first, put the serum on, and then spritz it with this as well. And this is also quite handy if I've washed my face and then it's kind of dried really quickly before I can then go in with my other skincare items. So this is just a really handy product to have. Helps a lot with hydration as well, and I feel like when I'm using a hydrating serum, it's weird now for me to not use a mist alongside it. It's kind of become a bit of a staple in my skincare routine. And I did recently put up a updated skincare routine. However, that now has changed because I am now on Skin and Me. Today, as I'm filming it, will be my second day. So I've totally stripped back my skincare routine. It's just cleanse, moisturise, SPF in the morning, and then in the evening it's cleanse, my daily doser, which you can see here. So I use that and then 10 minutes later I moisturise. So I'm not sure if you're going to be seeing too many different skincare empties in my empties videos coming up, because you've got to keep that really simple skincare routine for quite some time. So you'll probably see like moisturisers and cleansers, especially because I am running low on both my cleanser and moisturiser, so they will probably be in my February empties. But yeah, skincare might be a little bit low in numbers in recent empties. And the second skincare item, the other repeat purchase, is a holy grail item of mine. I absolutely love it. It's the La Roche-Posay Cicaplast Bound B5. I've cut it open and scraped out every last little drop because I just have to use all of it up. I can't waste any of it. It's too good of a product to waste. It is just a brilliant, soothing, calming, hydrating moisturiser. And when I first started using this, I would use this on patches of my skin that felt really tight after I'd done my skincare routine, and that would typically be like round here. So when I smiled, this would feel really tight, so I'd pop a bit of that on there. The tightness would immediately disappear. And then when I've had my allergic reactions before in the past, I've used this as my moisturiser, and that's really helped to just calm everything down. It's reduced the redness, made my skin look less angry, but it's also really helped as well when I get to the really dry, scaly skin part of the healing process. And this is just a brilliant moisturiser anyway. If you have oily skin and you kind of break out quite easily, this probably wouldn't be the best moisturiser for you all over, but if you're like myself who has sensitive dehydrated skin, this is beautiful. And I personally don't find this too heavy on my skin. I have used it as both my morning and my evening moisturiser, and my skin has coped with it fine. It's actually really loved it. Beautiful product. A Korean alternative, I suppose, is this Sunyoung 2x Barrier Intensive Cream. It's more fluid in texture in comparison to this. It feels a lot more wet on the skin, so you have more kind of playtime with it. I do find with that moisturiser, it does take me a while to kind of totally massage the product in, whereas this one sinks in that little bit quicker, but then it is thicker and it does sort of feel a little bit heavier without feeling heavy. So a beautiful product. Depending on how my skin reacts to the Skin and Me journey, I might need something a bit more intensive, so I might well end up repurchasing this one, but I will highly likely repurchase a Sunyoung one as well. But the Roche-Posay moisturiser, an absolutely brilliant hero product. I love it. 2 body care items next. First up is a body wash shower gel, and I don't often include these products in monthly empties because I tend to just buy a cheap one when I do my weekly food shop, so it tends to be like a supermarket own shower gel, because I personally don't see the need to buy a really expensive shower gel or spend a lot of money on one. If I had like eczema prone skin, or if I had like a skin condition that needed a certain specified product, then I would do, but where the skin on my body is fine, I don't feel the need to spend a lot of money on a body wash. So I don't often feature these products in my monthly empties because I don't think anybody's really interested in a supermarket owned shower gel, but sometimes I do branch out a little bit and try a branded one, and the one I've got here is the Simple Nourishing Shower Cream. This is okay. Simple is a really good brand for people who have reactive skin, sensitive skin, very dry, dehydrated skin, and you've got to be really careful with the products you go for. You've got to be careful with things like fragrance, too many ingredients in your products. So this would probably be a really good option for those types of people. If you yourself kind of have to be quite careful with the body products you go for, this would probably be a really good option. But for me, it's really basic. It's really runny. It doesn't lather up nicely as well. I definitely had to use like a shower scrunchie for this. With my hands, it just didn't lather up nicely at all. And yeah, it just felt very thin, very watery. It didn't feel particularly hydrating or nourishing. I like my shower gels to be that bit more luxurious. But like I say, this is Simple. This is the brand that is meant to be a really stripped back, super simple product. So I'm not gonna get a really nourishing, really thick, luxurious, indulgent shower cream from a brand like Simple. So like I say, this is probably a really good product if you yourself need to have like a really simple, I keep saying it, but yeah, a really simple, basic, does the job shower gel. But for me, it wouldn't be a repurchase. I didn't particularly like using it. It did the job, but it wasn't particularly an experience in the shower, so I would look for other shower gels ahead of this one. Okay, next up I've got a hand cream. This is a 20ml hand balm from Elemis, the Frangipani hand and nail balm. Again, I've cut it open, scraped out every last bit of product. I really like Elemis hand creams. Now, I, like with shower gels, I suppose, don't always feel the need to spend a lot of money and get a big brand and an expensive hand cream, but if I am going to, Elemis do some brilliant hand balms, and they do these little sets for Christmas sometimes. They hadn't done it in a few years, and I noticed before Christmas just gone that they had this set on QVC of 6 mini 20ml hand creams. And so I messaged my mum and I was like, if you need any Christmas ideas for me, because I knew she was struggling and she kept asking me what I wanted, I said the hand creams from Elemis, they would be a great present. And she pounced, she got them straight away, because I think they sold out pretty much straight away as well. And these are so handy to put in lots of different places. So I've got one by my bedside cabinet, one in the lounge on the coffee table, one on my desk, and I tend to keep one in my handbag as well, because they're the perfect little size. They don't take up a lot of room at all, and they're a really hydrating hand cream as well. And Frangipani is my favourite scent from Elemis. It's absolutely beautiful. It's so sweet, and I suppose it is a little bit sickly, so if you're not the biggest fan of sweet scents, you probably won't like this one. And frangipani is a bit of a love or hate it scent, but obviously I love it. Oh, it's just so beautiful. But this hand cream is really hydrating. It's quite thick, but it doesn't feel thick once you kind of worked it into your hands. And you do get a fair amount of playtime, so I like to kind of massage it along my fingers, go on my nails, go in between my fingers, take my thumb in my palm and sort of massage my hand as well. And then my hands don't feel sticky or tacky afterwards as well, which is what I like in a hand cream. I don't like a hand cream where you then have to kind of like wipe your fingers before you can sort of like touch anything. You don't get that sensation with these hand creams. So a lovely product. I've had these before, I'll continue to have them in the future. I just think they are great. And they come in lots of different scents as well. I had 2 of the frangipani. I think I had like a sea salt and samphire. I think they had a rose one, and then the classic one that smells of like fresh bed sheets, a bit cottony. So they do different scents. So if you don't think you would like the frangipani, try other scents from the brand. They do scents really well. And I've got one makeup item this month. What I'm going to do with my empties, if the makeup item is a project pan item, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to, I suppose, say that I have finished up a makeup item but it's a project pan item, but not talk through what the item is, because I then often have my project pan video coming after my empties one, so I'm just repeating myself really, and I would rather talk about it in my project pan video than my empties video. So that's just a little bit of a heads up when it comes to makeup. But the makeup item I finished up this month wasn't a project pan item. It was my mascara. It was my Clinique Lash Power. I think it's Lash Power. Yeah, most of the writing has kind of come off, so I can't actually see what it's called, but I think it is the Lash Power mascara in the shade Dark Chocolate, and this is a brown tubing mascara. And I really like to go for a tubing mascara now, because it really annoys me when I put mascara on and then look in the mirror an hour later and I've got like mascara all underneath my eyes, and I don't want to be pulling at the delicate under eye area to remove the mascara that's flaked away. Like when I put my mascara on, I want it to stay, so I stick now with the tubing mascara. And I've tried a few of them. This one was my favourite so far because it's a great colour. Looks really nice and natural on the lashes, doesn't smudge or flake at all. However, the mascara I've replaced it with, which is the Maybelline Snap Mascara, it's the one I've got on today, and I feel like it gives me more volume. Now with tubing mascaras, you're not going to get a load of volume. Tubing mascaras are typically a little bit more heavier than your standard mascara, so they do weigh down the lashes a little bit. It is difficult to get a bit of a curl, even if you have curled your lashes. So what I have done now is I've bought a normal volumizing mascara, and then I go in over the top with a tubing mascara, so this one. However, with my new Maybelline one, I don't feel like I really need to do that. It will look better, of course it will, but it's not so much a necessity like I felt it was with the Clinique one. So I prefer how my lashes look with this one compared to the Clinique one, because I don't get as much of a curl, don't get as much volume with the Clinique one, but it is really good. It is like my second favourite probably tubing mascara that I have tried. So I would repurchase it, but I would go for the Maybelline one ahead of it. Now this technically isn't an empty because there is still a bit of product left in this, but I am super strict when it comes to mascaras. So I think this had a 6-month shelf life on it. So I will make a note of when I've opened it, and then 6 months later I will get rid of it, because I don't really ever want to risk getting eye infections or anything from a mascara. So it sounds like I'm being like really pernickety, but I am very strict with mascaras. I don't use it past its recommended shelf life. However, saying that, because this is the only mascara really that I have been using, I only really like to have one mascara open at one time. This has gotten really low on product recently. It has been a bit difficult to get enough product out, so I think I would be very close to naturally using it up anyway, but because we have come to the 6-month mark, this is an empty. So those were my empties for this month. So not a huge number of products, but a good selection across skincare, body care, hair care and makeup. So a good variety of products in this Empties video. So I'm thinking I might have a few more next month. I think there are a few project pan items that are coming close to being used up. I've already finished up a product as well. I'm close on finishing up the damn monitor. Close on finishing up the moisturiser and also a cleanser as well. So we'll probably have a few more Empties to talk about in next month's video. But if you've tried any of the products that I've spoken about today, please let me know your thoughts on them. And if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and I will see you again very, very soon for my next one. Bye guys.